The plasma round had torn through Sergeant Kyle Mercer's abdomen, and he knew he had minutes left. Around him, the smoking ruins of Firebase Delta painted the sky with ash. His squad was gone. All of them. The Krell had hit them hard and fast, their chitinous armor gleaming under the alien sun as they disappeared into the tree line. Kyle pressed his hand against the wound, feeling his life pulse out between his fingers. He'd made peace with dying light years from Earth. Then he heard the scraping sound. Something dragged itself across the scorched ground toward him. Kyle turned his head, vision blurring. It was one of them, Valtheen, the blood drinkers. Humanity's uneasy allies in this sector, barely tolerated by the galactic community. This one had a gaping hole in its chest, silver blood pooling beneath its pale body. Its eyes, black and endless, locked onto Kyle's. "Soldier," it rasped in broken English, "trade my blood. Your blood. Both die, or both live." Kyle almost laughed. The Valtheen were predators, feeding on other species to survive. Their blood was toxic to everyone except their own kind. He'd seen the reports, but the creature was extending a clawed hand, and Kyle had nothing left to lose. "Barabba!" He reached out, gripping the alien's wrist. The Valtheen sliced its own palm and pressed it to Kyle's lips. The taste hit him like lightning. Not metallic like human blood, but electric, burning down his throat like liquid fire. Kyle convulsed, his body rejecting it violently before something deep inside him shifted. The pain in his abdomen transformed into white-hot agony as tissue began knitting itself together. His vision sharpened impossibly. His hearing exploded with new clarity. He could hear the Valtheen's heartbeat slowing, failing. "What did you do to me?" Kyle gasped. The alien smiled weakly. "Gave you chance. Use it well, human." Then it died. Kyle stumbled to his feet, staring at his hands. The wound was gone, completely healed. His uniform was soaked with blood, but beneath it, unmarked skin. He felt strong, too strong. Hunger gnawed at him, different from anything he'd known before. He looked at the dead Valtheen and felt the urge to feed, to drink. Kyle forced himself away, horror and fascination warring inside him. He activated his damaged comm unit. "This is Mercer. Firebase Delta has fallen, requesting immediate evac." Static answered. Then a voice crackled through. "Mercer, you were listed KIA. What's your status?" "Alive," Kyle said, unsure if that word still applied. "Barely. The recovery ship found him 3 hours later, standing among the corpses of his squad and a dozen dead Krell soldiers. Kyle had no memory of killing them. The medics sedated him before he could resist, and he woke in a sterile room with armed guards outside. Dr. Lisa Grant stood over him, eyes wide with fear and wonder. "Sergeant Mercer, you should be dead. Your medical readouts are impossible. Your cellular regeneration is off the charts. Your strength markers are triple human maximum. What happened down there?" Kyle told her everything. The Valtheen, the blood exchange, the transformation. Grant listened without interrupting, her face growing paler with every word. "We need to run tests," she said finally. "Valtheen blood has never successfully bonded with another species, ever. The genetic incompatibility always causes immediate organ failure. You shouldn't exist." "But I do," Kyle said, "and I feel like I could tear through these restraints without trying." Grant ordered the guards doubled. Over the next 48 hours, they discovered the extent of Kyle's transformation. His bones had become denser, his muscles more efficient. His healing factor could close a knife wound in seconds. He could see in complete darkness and hear a whisper from 50 meters away, and the hunger never left him, gnawing at the edges of his mind. He needed blood, not food. Blood. They fed him synthesized Valtheen blood supplements, which sustained him but left him craving something more, something real. Then the alert came. Intelligence had intercepted Krell transmissions. They were massing for a final assault on the colony. 3 days until orbital bombardment. 6,000 civilians had nowhere to run. Kyle stood before Commander Patricia Hayes in the war room. "Let me go after them," he said. I can infiltrate their command ship, end this before it starts. Hayes studied him like a specimen. You're not human anymore, Mercer. How do I know you won't turn on us? Because I remember who I was, Kyle said quietly. And I remember every face in my squad when they died. Let me make it count. Hayes was silent for a long moment. It's a suicide mission. I'm already dead, Kyle replied. I died on that battlefield. This is borrowed time. Let me use it. 12 hours later, Kyle dropped from low orbit in a stealth pod, crashing through the jungle canopy kilometers from the Krell staging ground. He moved through the darkness like a shadow, his enhanced senses painting the world in sharp detail. He could smell the Krell before he saw them, an acrid chemical stench that made his lip curl. The first patrol never knew what hit them. Kyle was on them in seconds, faster than their eyes could track. He didn't use his weapon. He didn't need to. His hands were enough. The hunger surged as he stood over the bodies, and for a moment he almost gave in, almost fed. But he forced himself forward, deeper into enemy territory. The Krell command ship loomed ahead, a massive obsidian structure bristling with weapons. Kyle slipped past the perimeter using speed and silence that would have been impossible before. Inside, the corridors were dark and cold. He navigated by sound and smell, avoiding patrols, moving ever upward toward the command center. Then the alarm shrieked. They'd found the bodies. Kyle abandoned stealth and ran, a blur of motion that left startled Krell soldiers scrambling for weapons. He crashed through a checkpoint, taking rounds that punched through his flesh and healed almost instantly. The pain was distant, manageable. He felt invincible. The command center doors exploded inward under his assault. Inside, the Krell general turned to face him, massive and armored, mandibles clicking in fury. Around the room, tactical displays showed Earth, showed harvesting equipment, showed timelines for complete resource extraction. You, the general hissed in perfect English, abomination. Your species was never meant to survive first contact. You are vermin. Resourceful vermin, but vermin nonetheless. Kyle smiled, feeling his canines elongate. We're survivors. That's what we do. The general attacked with shocking speed for something its size. Kyle met it head on, and the fight became chaos. They crashed through equipment, trading blows that would have killed any normal human. Kyle felt ribs crack and heal, felt his jaw dislocate and snap back. The hunger screamed at him now, demanding to be fed. He caught the general's throat in one hand, slamming it against the tactical display. With his other hand, he activated the broadcast system. Every channel, every frequency. The entire galactic network. This is Sergeant Kyle Mercer of Earth, he said, his voice carrying across light years. I'm broadcasting from the Krell command ship. What you're about to see is their plan for my homeworld, for every world they deem inferior. He uploaded everything, the harvest schedules, the genocide protocols, the list of targeted species, dozens of civilizations marked for extinction. The galaxy watched in real time as Kyle Mercer tore open the Krell Empire's darkest secrets. The general struggled in his grip, choking. You doom yourself. The galaxy will fear you now. Fear what you've become. Good, Kyle said. Let them. He snapped the general's neck and let the body fall. Alarms were screaming. The ship was going into lockdown. Kyle didn't care. He'd done what he came to do. If he died here, it was enough. But he didn't die. The Valtheen came for him, a fleet of their ships responding to the broadcast, demanding to study this impossible hybrid. They extracted Kyle from the Krell ship seconds before it self-destructed. In their medical bay, he met others, like the one who'd saved him. They were terrified and fascinated in equal measure. You are the first, their elder told him. The only bridge between our species and yours. The Krell Empire falls tonight. We will make certain of it. And they did. Within days, a coalition formed. Species who'd been victims of Krell aggression, led by the Valtheen and backed by Earth's military, struck simultaneously across 100 systems. The Krell collapsed under the coordinated assault, their empire fragmenting into chaos. Kyle Mercer became something else. Not quite human, Not quite Valtheen. He led strike teams of volunteers who underwent the same transformation, creating an elite force that moved like ghosts through enemy territory. They called themselves the Hybrid Corps. The galaxy called them nightmares. 6 months after drinking alien blood on a dying battlefield, Kyle stood on the observation deck of a Valtheen ship, watching Earth rotate peacefully below. Commander Hayes had offered him a medal, a promotion, anything he wanted. He declined it all. "I can't go home," he told her. "Not like this. I'm not the man who left. I'm something they'll fear if they understand what I've become." But he could protect them. From the shadows, from the dark places where humans weren't meant to survive. He'd become the thing that made predators afraid. The proof that humanity didn't just endure extinction-level threats. They evolved past them. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans were no longer prey. They were apex predators wearing human faces, and they'd inherited the stars through blood and transformation. Kyle smiled at his reflection in the viewport, seeing eyes that glowed faintly in the dark. Let them fear. Fear kept you alive. Fear kept you sharp. And humanity had just taught the galaxy what it meant to be afraid of the dark.